I'm not gonna let me losing an expensive camera and raw footage keep me from being a creator. It has definitely been a couple weeks since I last posted. I think my last video on this channel so far was my short film, but I am back with a video that I think you are going to love. This is tea with Taivy. I have my tea with me and some snacks as well. Whenever I have my own tea time or do a self-care thing, I love to have a little treat. So we have pretzels, we have strawberries that I freshly cleaned last night. Ooh, they smell so good, oh my gosh. We have some granola, and we have some mixed nuts, like some cashews and almonds, peanuts. So yes, I have some delicious snacks, and I'm drinking vanilla chai today. For those of you guys who do not know me, my name is Taivy, and this is my YouTube channel. I've always wanted to sit down and talk to you guys. Like, I've done that for years, but I've always wanted to do it in a way that felt comfortable, cozy, and personable. I just wanted to sit down in my bedroom in front of my little wardrobe like I've always wanted to do and just chat with you guys, and that is why I decided to call this series Tea with Taivy. I talk a lot, and I talk a lot to my friends, and there's a lot of updates that I want to give you guys, and I wanted to do it in a format that felt kind of cozy and fun and chill, and not so done up with like the backdrop and everything's perfect. I just wanted to have tea and tell you guys how my life is going. So if you want to stick around and watch this video, don't go anywhere, we're gonna get into it. For today's tea time, I actually want to start talking about some traveling and trips that I've taken recently. I'm gonna be talking about my trips to both Houston, Texas and Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I took both of those trips in March, and so I figured that would be my first topic on this new series. My travel video is gonna be split into two parts. The first episode will be talking just about the Texas portion of my travel, and then I'll post the second half of this video in a week or so. That way I get two awesome videos done in just one sitting, and I could tell you guys a nice story and upload 2 episodes for this new series. Tea time with Taivy are going to be short, simple, sweet videos. I don't intend to make them longer than like 10 minutes. So that is the goal of mine, is to be able to tell you guys a story in an efficient way and also an entertaining way, so that you stay, watch, listen, and can go about your day. Let me know in the comments what your favorite tea is. Okay. So at the end of March, I decided to go to Houston, Texas. Why Houston? One of my really good friends from college lives there, and she and I hadn't spoke in person since right before COVID. So it was gonna be kind of like a reunion trip. So I wanted to go to Texas and first of all, see what Texas was like. I had never been to the state before, so it was a perfect excuse to catch up with an old friend, see a new state, and just do an independent travel trip on my own. So I first got to Texas on Saturday, I think March 23rd or 22nd. Got there really early in the morning, and the night before my flight, I didn't sleep. The week leading up to this trip, I'll be honest, I was super anxious. not to fly, but I was super anxious about a lot of things going on in my life. The brand out now called Empress. So this trip was actually taking place while I was also working on producing stuff for my brand, marketing, inventory, and I was editing a movie that I had just filmed just 2 weeks prior to this trip. So I had a lot on my mind. Anyway, I was deliriously tired. I got to the airport, I think 2 hours before my flight, made the plane, everything. The flight was actually kind of scary. The actual plane, it was a Boeing 737, induced a lot of anxiety. The plane was shaking so bad. When we arrived to Texas, there was an issue with the brakes. They said the brakes were like overheating or something. I don't know about you, but if you have flight anxiety or just travel anxiety in general, and you get to your destination and then they're like, oh, by the way, like the brakes almost overheated, regardless of what method of transport you're using, I'm sure you're gonna feel a little bit like. I liked how diverse Texas was. Me and my friend spent several days together. The second day that I was there, she had an event that she hosted herself. Everyone who came had the opportunity to design mood boards or vision boards, collages, whatever you want to call them. She had snacks, she had drinks, she had rented a really nice space, office space, where we got to work on these big tables and let our own creations come to life. I got to meet some really cool people and see their inspirations and learn their stories. I got to share a little bit about what my board was. I'm not done with my board yet. In fact, she's gonna mail it back to me so I can finish it here. I was working on a concept for a collection I want to put out through my brand, and it was just like the outline skeleton of everything. So if I have a photo, I will post it in this video so you guys can see what I did. But I did have a really nice time, and I'm proud of my friend for having an idea and going forwards with it. I don't know too many people in my life who can call me up and say, I have an idea, and then within a couple weeks is already moving in the direction that they told me they want to go in. Because it's one thing to have a vision, it's another thing to execute. Great job to my friend for making that possible. I'm pretty sure she'll have other events like this, and I'm just glad I got to be a supportive friend. And yeah, I came all the way from New York to Houston just to support her. That's the main reason I came, and then everything else was secondary. So I did have a lovely time, and I'm just proud of what she was able to do. By the way, is anybody excited for the Bridgerton season 3 premiere? I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited, and I'm pretty sure I'll be talking about it on this series as well. So anyway, I got to try pizza down there. It was okay. I think it was just like hard to eat a lot of food for me. It was really hard. I will say I did have a cheeseburger at this place called Burger Palace. Oh my gosh, it was the best burger I've had in a while. I couldn't even finish the burger. I ate like half of it and then I like passed out. I was so full. Yeah, and the hotel was so nice. I feel like if I go to Houston again, I would totally stay at that hotel. The staff was so kind. If you're Pisces, or if you're just someone who likes to be on your own, it's perfect for an independent traveler who just wants to do their own thing, have their own space. Spacious, there was a whole desk and a seating area, had plenty of room to work. Even though I was on vacation, I wanted to imagine what it would be like to be on vacation and to work at the same time. If I'm traveling, I want to still be able to work on my brand, whether I'm sketching an idea, or if I'm traveling and I want to work on graphics for my streaming content. Whatever it is I want to do, I want to be able to do that on the go. I had no idea that the room was going to be so accommodating for those interests that I had, so it was a perfect place to go to travel. If you travel for work, you'd want to stay at a place that has a nice desk area where you can work. One of the other things I got to do with my friend was go to the Museum of Natural Science. I think that's the right name. I had the best time. I mean, I got to see a live exhibit of butterflies and moths. That was so cool to walk around there. I felt like, I don't know, I felt like I was in another world. I would love to be around butterflies all day if I could. There's some other exhibits we saw. Evolution, saw some dinosaur exhibits. Looking at fossils was pretty cool. One of my favorite exhibits was the Fabergé, House of Fabergé. A lot of the things I love are very ornate and fancy and really intricate, as you can see in my background. So I had a huge appreciation for that exhibit. It was so fun. I spent a lot of time talking with my friend, catching up, but also half of my mind was on my brand every day, just wondering what I was doing. I did take some time to take photos of one of my merch pieces that I brought with me. I had a tumbler that I'm selling on my website, so I took photos of it at the hotel. I edited those photos while I was in Texas. I edited my short film a little bit while I was in Texas as well, because I knew my film would come out the Friday before I got back to New York. I think I pre-filmed the movie and scheduled it before I even finished booking all my flights. My vacation time was used for enjoyment, but also used to be a little productive so that nothing would fall to the wayside. Texas was really cool. I did not have the experience that I guess I was expecting to have. I was only there from Saturday to Tuesday morning, so there wasn't really that much time for me to eat that much food. And then when you're, feeling anxious and when you're going through a lot mentally, and despite how I was feeling with my camera, I still had to push through, have a good time with my friend, and not ruin our experience together. It was a lesson learned, I'm never getting it back, and since that happened almost a month ago from today, I'm fine. I can't say I'm like completely healed from it. I'll always remember losing that camera, but it doesn't affect me to the extent that it affected me last month. Like, I'm okay. I'm not gonna let me losing an expensive camera and raw footage keep me from being a creator and being a designer and being who I am. I didn't spend too much time traveling around Texas. There's everything. You kind of need a car to get like anywhere. My favorite things about Texas though was the diversity. The weather was beautiful, and just being far away enough from New York to just not have to think about anything for a little bit. I really got sad because I knew I'd be leaving my friend to take my next trip. It was hard to say goodbye, but the one thing that I can say is that I loved going to Texas. Despite what I went through when I first arrived, it helped me realize that I could go back as many times as I want. And I do think Texas is a place that I would love to own property or have a home. It just seems so beautiful. I really wish I took more photos and videos, but I think I was kind of stunted when I lost my camera. I kind of froze up and didn't capture as much as I could. I do thank you all for sitting here with me and catching up with me on my Texas trip and learning a little bit more about what I've been up to last month. Now we're gonna get into my Myrtle Beach, South Carolina trip.